is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
Today we're reviewing the Groomsmen First Look, which aired on Hallmark Channel on Saturday, September 6th. However, the Groomsmen trilogy did originally air on Hallmark Plus in fall 2024. No, your ears are not deceiving you. This is a brand new review. We did review this movie back in 2024 when it originally aired, and we decided to give it another look and a fresh review this time around.
Megan was like, yo, the energy is real low in that episode. We need to re-record it.
That is the truth. You can keep up with our weekly schedule and late-breaking Hallmark news on Instagram, where we are Girls Gone Hallmark. Another place for the best Hallmark news around is our website, girlsgonehallmark.com. When you visit that website, the very first post you'll see up top is a countdown to Christmas post. That post is updated regularly by none other than Miss Wendy, who scours the internet for details about movies that have and have not been announced for Countdown to Christmas. So check it out, girlsgonehallmark.com.
Hey, we have a Facebook group. We want you to come join us. Girls Gone Hallmark in Facebook groups. We're talking a lot of fall movie stuff over there right now. You know, like, because we're doing like these fun fall in love again reviews of older Hallmark fall movies because there is a real lack of them this year.
The people wanted fall. We're giving the people fall.
Yeah, so we're talking about it over there. Girls Gone Hallmark in Facebook groups.
If you want another podcast to add to your regular listening lineup, we do encourage you to join our Patreon. And if you're saying, what is a Patreon? Patreon is a membership platform where creators like us can create additional content. It is a paid platform, but before you skip ahead, listen to me. Our cost over there is $5 a month. You cannot get anything for $5. Can't even get a chapstick for $5, much less a pumpkin spice latte. And if you want to check it out and see if it is worth your $5 a month, your first week is completely free, and you can binge as many episodes as your little heart desires to see if that is something that you would be interested in. We publish new podcast episodes 4 Mondays a month, and it's a little more loose and free-flowing than our Girls Gone Hallmark content. So we would love for you to check that out. It is at patreon.com/Megan and Wendy, and the link for that is in our show notes. So we are talking the Groomsmen First Look today. Let's start with a synopsis.
A cautious pediatrician and an overseas doctor meet at a wedding in Philadelphia, but the long-distance family and their friends may hinder their budding romance.
The Groomsmen First Look was directed by Ron Oliver. Ron has 89 directing credits, including Hallmark favorites like The Wedding Veil Journey, Love at the Thanksgiving Day Parade, A Timeless Christmas, and Christmas at the Plaza. He will direct all 3 of the Groomsmen movies.
The story for the Groomsmen is from Greg Baldwin and Jonathan Bennett. Greg Baldwin has 3 previous writing credits, including The Holiday Sitter and Wedding of a Lifetime. Jonathan Bennett was previously credited for the story idea of The Holiday Sitter.
The teleplay was written by Rick Garman and Ron Oliver. Rick Garman has 31 writing credits, including Falling Together. Other Hallmark projects include Christmas on Cherry Lane, Notes of Autumn, A Shoe Addict's Christmas, and Valentine in the Vineyard. Ron Oliver is not only a director, but also a prolific writer. He's penned scripts for Falling for Christmas on Netflix, Jolly Good Christmas, Taking the Reins, and Christmas at the Plaza.
BJ Britt stars as pediatrician Pete. BJ has 51 acting credits. We last saw him on Hallmark in 2022 in The Holiday Stalking. Outside of Hallmark, BJ has appeared in One Tree Hill, Bones, Son of Anarchy, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and 10 episodes of Unreal. BJ will return in the next 2 Groomsmen movies.
Heather Hemmons plays Chelsea. According to IMDb, Heather is best known for her role on the CW series Hellcat, but for Hallmark, we've seen her in Come Fly With Me, A Pinch of Portugal, and Caribbean Summer. She also starred opposite Marco Grazzini in Christmas Under the Lights.
Jonathan Bennett plays Danny. He has 84 acting credits, including last year's Cherry Lane movies, which aired on Hallmark Plus. He will return as host and judge on Finding Mr. Christmas, which will air on Hallmark Channel this year. Jonathan will be the featured lead in the Groomsmen Second Chances movie.
Tyler Hines plays Jackson. Tyler is once again set to be very busy this holiday season. He will star in the third installment in the Wise Men trilogy, The Wisest Men, as well as in Christmas Above the Clouds with Aaron Krakow.
Elizabeth Watlett plays Hannah. She has just 9 acting credits, and most are voice work and a couple of short films. This is her first appearance for Hallmark.
Alexander Lincoln plays Danny's friend and manager, Zach. Alexander is an English actor and has 30 previous acting credits, including Geek Girl on Netflix and a BBC series called Doctors. He will return for the next The Groomsmen Second Chances.
Wendy Mae Brown plays Pete's mom. She's both a stage and movie actress. She has also appeared in the BBC series Doctors.
Chloe Raphael plays Betty, Jackson's daughter. She has appeared in the Netflix series called Bodies and has voiced the character Kana in the cartoon Thomas and Friends.
Lily Dodsworth Evans plays the unnamed girl at the beginning of the movie, the one who was telling the story. Lily has 15 acting credits, including the miniseries Dracula, a movie called The Good Lawyer, and the movie The Art of Racing in the Rain.
Let's take a quick break and we'll come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what was your first impression of The Groomsmen first look?
Came for the romance, staying for the bromance. Plus, P.S. Tyler's got his golden delicious tan that I like very much.
You know, the first time around, my first impression was Jonathan Bennett is me, and I am Jonathan Bennett, and I stand by it. Let's talk what we liked about this movie.
Well, like you said, this is our second watch of it. Mm-hmm. A lot of my likes remain the same as the first time around. That episode doesn't exist anymore. I did delete it off of the internet. It's still complimentary. I really liked this movie. I thought it was an overall great start to the trilogy. I know a lot of people were a little bit disappointed because Hallmark is re-airing these movies that were on Hallmark Plus already and have been for a year, and still, newsflash, all 3 of them are on Hallmark Plus right now. You can watch all 3 of them right now if you have Hallmark Plus. Mm-hmm. But it's a nice little set of movies. Very funny. Very funny.
You know, my number one is the humor in these movies. And I did rewatch this for our review and laughed out loud in a couple moments.
Same.
Look, I think there are some mixed opinions. Can we start with some of the humorous moments in this movie?
Yeah.
I think there's some mixed opinions about the wedding dance in the beginning.
Oh, uh-huh.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I know I loved it the first time. I remember you felt like it was, well, I'll let you say what you thought it was. But watching Tyler mid-conversation be drawn into this dance as if against his will.
Yes.
I think it's the perfect way to show. This movie does a really great job of setting up the 3 personalities of the guys. Jonathan is goofy. He's fun-loving. He's so excited to do the dance. Jackson is kind of a little bit reluctant, too cool, but shows up for his friends anyway. He's like, here we go again. Just that moment, watching him almost be dragged as if by an invisible force into the dance.
Yeah, great.
And BJ too. I think they're really great. This is the unpopular part. I think sometimes when we have these bits, they then take on a life of their own outside of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then people lean really hard on that bit to be like, let's recreate this over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's what I don't like.
And so while I think there are people for whom that really works, for me, I'm like, yeah, it was funny in the moment, but this and the Wise Men dances that get recreated, it maxes out for me.
I agree. Those are my thoughts exactly. I agree with you. When we see the dance first happening for the first time in the movie, it's very funny the way that it's executed. I liked all of that. But with that said, we have also seen all 3 movies. Plus, we have lived a year since this has come out. We see
we're on the cruise with these 3 guys.
Man, these guys are doing well. I get it. I just don't like bits.
I think that's what it is. I think you and I are a real bit-free zone. Hashtag no fun, hashtag wet blanket. I just think that's who we are. Hold on. Putting it on a shirt. Bit-free zone. Coming to a Girls Gone Hallmark shop near you. No?
No, yes.
Would you buy that? Email us girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com. I think that's what it comes down to. I admit I'm not that funny. Mm-hmm. And so I don't necessarily find the humor in those moments all the time. But the smiles on the guys, look, let me just tell you, BJ Britt has got a smile that could literally light all of New York City.
Yes.
So it's hard not to enjoy that moment.
Yes. I agree. I do love that scene though. You're right. The whole when like Jackson's like, oh, it's happening. It's happening.
He's like trying to continue the conversation.
Yeah,
it's well played.
It's well played. You're right. Piggybacking off that, I do love the playful dynamic between these three guys.
Sure.
I had forgotten how much like there is an energy between all three of them that I enjoy very much. The banter gives me buddy comedy vibes.
Yeah, friend chemistry is off the charts.
I love it so much. With that said, it's not quite the same exact lightning in the bottle as like Three Wise Men and a Baby. Like I feel like those three are great together. It's weird because like Tyler is the common denominator between both of these groups, right? I'm curious to see how they would compare if Tyler wasn't in at least one of them.
I am not sure I totally agree with you that the chemistry isn't the same.
You think it's better?
I think it's funnier.
Oh, interesting.
I like the Three Wise Men. Don't get me wrong. When we saw that first movie, I was like, this movie is a love letter to Hallmark fans. I think the Groomsmen operates in much the same way, pairing these people together. We're here for the dudes. I think I'm going to be honest, and maybe this is woman on woman crime. I think it functions better than the Wedding Veil trilogy does in some ways.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
But I think they do a better job of focusing on the friendship in the Groomsmen trilogy than they did in the Wedding Veil is the difference.
Oh.
I think the Wedding Veil is heavier on the relationships, and I think maybe that's what women want when they're watching those movies.
No, I don't want that.
I know. I like the friendship vibe. I like the funny. I like the moments in the Wedding Veil when they're all together and Tracy is dry as hell and like bringing that level of humor. I like all of that. I think it's a different vibe. I think Groomsmen versus Three Wiser Men is a different vibe. I think Groomsmen's goofier. Mm-hmm. I don't find it to be less than, though.
Okay.
There's not a wrong answer.
There's not. I like both of them, and I hear your argument, too. My brain can't stop thinking about the Wedding Veil. You're right. I do wish it was more focused on the friendships, and I'm trying to think, like, could a movie trilogy like that be replicated again with three women, but it plays more funny?
I think it absolutely could, especially picture someone like
Ashley
Amy
Williams.
Graining,
Oh
Ashley
my
Williams.
God, Amy Graining would be so good.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
You know, here's what I think happened. This is I don't know anything about anything. I feel like the Wedding Veil was made, then we get the first Three Wise Men movie, and they were like, oh, look.
People like to laugh.
People like to laugh. We don't necessarily need the romance to be the forefront. There is a romance in Three Wise Men, but it's not the forefront of the movie. It's not why people come. It's not why people stay. It's not why people return to that movie. And so I think my guess is they saw that and they were like, oh, we can have this series like The Wedding Veil, but we can swap the focus a little bit. Now, again, of course, we got three romances here. But I would argue that the romances are not the central point of any of the movies.
Yeah.
Like the bromance ties the movies together.
Yeah.
The Groomsmen is about these three friends, the groomsmen of the mystery bride's wedding.
I want a movie trilogy with three.
Ashley Williams, can we get that made?
I think Ashley Williams should make it and direct it, and then
Julie Sherman Wolfe should write it.
Yeah. I would love Amy Graining is such
And Kimberly
a good,
Sustad.
Oh, she's so funny. She's so good and funny. Yeah.
Okay, we've done the hard work
right.
for you. Some other humorous moments, if I may. Look, the video call remains very funny. The setup of it, him swapping out all of his like sporty pieces for more sophisticated art pieces, the makeover montage of it all. I'll mention there is a failure in that moment, but I like how they counteract that with like the actual video call is very relaxed. He's just woken up. It's very more true to life. One of my favorite running bits, even for a bit free zone kind of lady, is Tyler / Jackson always kind of half-assing it at the gym. He's always got a snack in his hand. He's either sitting or barely moving, slides off the back of the treadmill. He brings A-plus comedy game to the gym.
You know, it's so interesting because when I think of Tyler Hynes, I don't think of him as a comedic actor, but he is though, right?
Yes, because he's so dry. Like, he throws a line away. He and Jonathan Bennett have very different comedy styles.
Right.
But yes, I think of Tyler Hynes as like the Jennifer Aniston of comedic actors.
Oh, look at that.
Like, they can both throw a line away and it just lands.
Love it. Can I talk quickly? I have a whole list of likes.
Me too.
And we barely touched on them yet.
Same.
The first, not even first for me, the thing that tops my list is the representation in this movie. To me, this movie doesn't just check boxes. We have a story that looks like real life. We have blended families, same-sex couples, divorced parents. It is all handled authentically. I just love it so much. This is like more than a like, it's a love. There's a scene that I didn't really remember from the first time, but I caught it on the second one when Jackson, Danny, and daughter Betty get to the wedding rehearsal, and the minister or whoever's performing the ceremony says, "Oh, you must be the flower girl," and she corrects him with flower person.
Yeah.
And Jackson and Danny snap their fingers.
I missed that too the first time.
I was like, I love this so much.
Yeah.
So much. I just loved it. Mic drop. Love it. Love it.
Look, Jonathan Bennett running away from bugs, screaming at the bugs, that is me 100%. If it feels over the top, just trust that there are people out there in the world. I will recreate that scene. And my children, they'll be like,
I can attest as well.
hold still, Mom. And I will freak out at that one statement. So I appreciated that. To me, the funniest moment in the movie is Pete falling down the hill and Tyler Jackson going, I think he's slowing down. It is a laugh out loud moment for me. And Pete is screaming like he's Marv in Home Alone. If that's a line that lands for you, I see you. Just all the way down the hill. The physical comedy slays me.
Slays you.
In a way it doesn't usually, honestly.
It's too bitty sometimes.
Yeah,
You just don't like that.
I don't like the people are getting hurt comedy.
Oh, yeah. So you don't love America's Funniest Home Videos when people are getting knocked in the nuts and whatever.
Sometimes I love an America's Funniest Home Video. I'm not going to lie. But Jackass takes it a little bit too far.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. Let's talk about BJ Britt for a second.
Yeah?
He's so incredibly likable. While watching this, I'm like, damn, this dude is not on Hallmark enough. Look, I'm super excited he's going to be leading that movie, Tonight's Top Story. That's the working title. I don't know if that's going to stick or not, but that's going to be in Countdown to Christmas.
Yeah, it seems like they got to add something holiday-y in there. But maybe not. What do I know?
I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too.
I really enjoy him. He has charisma. He has an ease about him. He has a great smile, like you said. More freaking BJ Britt.
More BJ Britt, indeed. When the makeover montage leading into his date look is so Ralph Lauren, I can't even stand it with the final look.
Oh my God. Okay, can we talk about this scene for a second? Because he shows up and Danny's like, I don't know what's going on with that. Excuse me, the man looks like a snack. He's in this
He looks so good.
fitted white shirt. He looks great.
Yeah, what does Danny say to him?
You look like a guidance counselor.
I mean, that works for some people.
I was like, I don't hate it. He looks great. Then he does all these silly things that he tries on or whatever. But then you're right. Then he even looks even better. It is. We talked about it in Snow Bride. I have this real aesthetic love for this Ralph Lauren type J. Crew.
What's not to love?
Sport coat. Yes. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Here's one thing I love. They do not treat Betty like a nuisance. They do not treat her like our friend's daughter who's a tag along. She's just one of the crew.
Yep.
They're all real cool with her. Danny has a great vibe with her. They talk to her like an adult. I just love the way she fits into their friend group so much.
Agree. I was so happy that they made Jackson a parent of a teenager. And it just works. And I agree with you. I like that she's not seen as a nuisance. She just rolls with them. Like there's a mutual respect there. Yep. 2 more little things. I really enjoyed Pete and Chelsea's meet cute. I think that feels very realistic that like you come across somebody out in the hallway of a wedding, you're on the phone or whatever. It like felt very realistic. I loved it. I thought they were dynamic together. Great casting. One more scene that I really, really loved, and it goes back to the camping scene. I just love this scene so much when Jonathan Bennett's character, Danny, tells the guys, like, thank you for letting me, like, be who I am. Thank you for being there when I came out. Like, I loved all that emotional, like, heartbeat of that. Their friendship.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, let's talk wishes.
I don't have many. I have a few.
Okay.
I don't understand why Chelsea and her family live in Bulgaria. It's never explained. Like, I could see, like, Chelsea being there as like maybe like a Doctor Without Borders or I don't know, wherever, you know, she's working abroad or whatever. But why does her family live there? Are they from Bulgaria?
I don't know.
I didn't understand any of that. I guess it doesn't need to be explained, but like a single throwaway line
Right.
would have been like, oh, okay, got it. Moving on. The other thing that it pains me to say this, but you know, I don't like hijinks. And so there's like a little bit of like the hijinks goes a little bit too far for me. And I know that spider scene is very funny, but sometimes I'm like, is it too far?
Is it too far?
It works
The
for
chasing of the cab multiple times, the chasing the ring around the carousel.
Yeah. But again,
I think, you know, I was watching this through different eyes this time, and I think what that speaks to is Pete tries to keep his life, the spider scene aside, Pete tries to keep his life so in control. Like he grew up with this super free-spirited mom, and so as a result, he's like, I like my life controlled and predictable and within reach, right? And then he has all of these moments in this relationship that push him out of his control.
Yeah.
And so I think those big over-the-top physical moments are trying to portray that.
Yeah, got it.
But yeah, it is a lot on the carousel.
I'm like, you're going to get arrested.
Well, the carousel scene bothered me because I was like, bro, you are taking the path of most resistance through the carousel. Like, go around these people. He's like trying to stay close to the carousel. And so he's like, I'm like, just go around the outside.
Or do you freak out and be like, somebody grab that?
I mean, or jump on earlier.
Jump on earlier. Yeah, before it goes behind that square mystery, you know.
And you get arrested.
Yeah. One last thing I wish for is Pete and Chelsea's romance. It's a little too accelerated for me.
Sure.
I feel like they had initial great chemistry but then like they rushed into marriage. Like it feels like super fast. But to counter that, I love that at one point Chelsea's like, whoa, she starts to question like what their future is going to be, right? And I just like that. She was like, we just need like a second to like step back and figure this out. So I appreciated that because I felt like that felt realistic as well.
Yeah, I have a real issue with the fact that they didn't seem to have real conversations about their future. They keep coming up with these roadblocks like, where are we going to live? How are we going to do this? And when he tells the guys that he's going to propose, they both balk and are like, yo, it's been 4 months and you spent all of 72 hours together. And he says, F you, I'm going to do it anyway. And they show up at the airport. They've upgraded his ticket, this whole business. And I understand from the friend perspective, if your friend is going to do something that you don't necessarily agree with, you have a choice. You can stand firm and make a statement, or you can be there for them. And they've made the decision to be there for them. But I do wish they had said, like, we're here for you, but if you're going to do this, maybe think about having a few conversations.
Right.
Because they move forward with planning this wedding and finding this perfect location that's beach adjacent, but they didn't take the next step.
Right.
So that was frustrating to me.
Agree.
This is something I said last year, and I feel like it's important to point out, and I hope that the upcoming countdown to Christmas announcements are a pleasant surprise. I do feel like Hallmark leans really hard on Jonathan Bennett to be their king of representation.
Yeah.
And I love Jonathan Bennett, and I love the pride he takes in that role. The outfits that he wore in the Christmas house were in the Smithsonian for being the first same-sex kiss on Hallmark. Great. I love that. He really takes pride in playing these roles, and it's important to him. And I wish that the powers that be at Hallmark, what feels to me, they have rested on their laurels and be like, look, we've got Jonathan Bennett. Everybody loves Jonathan Bennett. We're good. Don't just sit back and relax on that.
Don't just tick that box.
Correct.
Yeah. I hear you. I absolutely hear you.
I have the did you see that to end all did you see that's.
Do you? Go ahead.
This is from Ron Oliver himself.
Oh.
At the wedding, Chelsea's phone has died with her speech on it. Shortly thereafter, she's in the hall on her phone with a patient.
Oh.
And this was called out on the Hallmark Channel Facebook page. And Ron Oliver himself says, as a matter of fact, we filmed a scene with her like rapid fire charging her phone and standing there waiting for it to charge. And he thought, this is boring. Nobody wants to see it. And they cut it.
So we have an explanation.
Continuity explained.
Yeah, I love that. That wasn't shared last year, was it?
No, I just saw it yesterday.
Great. My only did you see that is the same that I had from last year. Pete and Chelsea are supposed to be eating a Philly cheesesteak, and it is nothing like a Philly cheesesteak.
So I rewatched that scene, and Pete says to her, there are two main staples in Philly, a hoagie and a cheesesteak, covered in Cheese Whiz.
Are they eating hoagies?
They're eating hoagies.
Oh, well, damn it.
It is unclear because he says a hoagie and a cheesesteak got to be covered in Cheese Whiz, but they're eating hoagies.
Well, a cheesesteak is superior to a hoagie, in my opinion.
A hoagie's like a sub sandwich with a different branding.
I know. A cheesesteak is delicious. With the peppers and the yes, yes, yes. So good.
Another continuity moment. BJ is speaking. Pete is speaking in FaceTime with Jackson Danny, and his phone switches back and forth between landscape and portrait throughout the entire scene. And like sometimes they're on top of each other, sometimes they're side by side, like in like the same like.
Yeah.
Going back to the video call, I would just like to tell BJ Britt in future video calls, you're one of the most attractive men on the planet, but you do need to raise the camera up. Do not have the camera below your jawline. Even for you. You look great, but in the future, raise it up.
You think he had any say in that?
No, but I'm just surprised that nobody, I mean, what are they going to do? It's not aesthetically pleasing to pull out a stack of books, but it was on his coffee table.
Yeah.
I noticed it again. I actually wondered if they were going to ADR this last. Did you see that? Pete is on the phone talking about a procedure with a teenager, and he says lap choles, and it's lap choles, cholecystectomy. I've watched a lot of medical drama. The phrase is lap choles, and he says lap choles because it's spelled CHOLES.
Yeah.
So I actually wondered if they were going to ADR that in the second round. They did not.
They
It's still
did
there.
Not. They didn't have like a medical person on the staff to be like, that's the wrong terminology.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What'd you rate?
Good stuff.
First look.
4 stars.
4 stars for me too. Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. If you love this podcast, we love your 5-star ratings and reviews. We are trying to get to 200 by the end of the year. Can you get us there? I do believe you can. Leave those ratings and reviews, and we'll see you next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.